They say life shifts completely once a baby arrives, and people aren't wrong. But the shift wasn't anything like what I'd pictured. For 8 long months, my wife Sarah kept our bedroom door bolted shut. She claimed she required solitude. Explained that recovering from childbirth was tough. Insisted our little girl, Emma, demanded all her focus. At the start, I got it. I tried to be supportive. But gradually she quit looking me in the face. Quit smiling. Quit allowing me close, in any sense, physical or otherwise. I provided assistance, understanding, warmth. Every attempt hit a wall of icy avoidance. I'm exhausted, she'd mumble, slipping by me as though I were invisible. So I ended up on the sofa. 8 months of that. I told myself it was standard, just a phase, that eventually she'd return to how things were. But doubts crept in. Once Emma showed faint marks on her arm. Sarah insisted she'd tumbled from the changing table. Another occasion, the trash bin held garments that didn't belong to Emma. Adult male shirts. Ones unfamiliar to me. When questioned, she claimed they came from charity collections. Yet the door remained permanently secured. One evening near 2 a.m., a faint murmur pulled me awake. A masculine tone, murmuring softly. I crept down the corridor. That same door, untouched by me for months, stood barely open. A thin sliver. I glanced inside. The sight froze my lungs. A stranger loomed next to the crib. Our daughter's crib. And Sarah simply stood nearby, observing. I stayed silent. Slipped back, seized my phone with trembling fingers, and dialed emergency services without hesitation. Not out of spite, out of necessity. That evening shattered every belief I held about my wife. And it marked just the start. The dispatcher requested my details, location, and reason for the call. There's an unknown man inside our home. I breathed quietly. Right by my daughter's crib. I have no idea who he is. Is there an urgent threat right now? She inquired. My infant, I answered. My 7-month-old is in that room. And my wife is simply standing there. I recited the address. Sirens echoed faintly soon after. Those moments felt eternal. I refused to approach the bedroom again. I remained in the corridor, pulse racing, clutching the bat stored near the entrance. I hoped never to swing it, just to feel prepared. Then officers forced the front door. 2 rushed inside. One gave me a quick nod, continuing on. The second trailed. I gestured toward the hall. They pushed the bedroom door wide. No yells. No fight. Only heavy quiet. When they emerged, the stranger walked between them. Around mid-30s. Sweatshirt. Casual pants. Arrogant half-grin. A complete stranger to me. He complied without fuss. Stayed mute. Sarah appeared moments later, arms folded, acting as if this were a ridiculous overreaction. He's my counselor, she declared coolly, assisting with my postnatal struggles. At 2 in the morning? One officer questioned. That's private, she retorted sharply. But privacy had limits here. As they led the man away, an officer murmured to me, consider seeking a protective order. Something feels off about this situation. I agreed quietly. Internally, chaos swirled. This stranger had entered my house, positioned himself by my child's bed, and the woman I'd vowed to love had permitted it. She'd granted him access. Instinct warned me this wasn't isolated. After they departed, I cradled Emma in the living area, her gentle breaths steadying me. I exchanged no words with Sarah. She vanished into the spare bedroom as though nothing had shattered. Come morning, I appeared composed outwardly. Inwardly, I planned methodically. I left Emma with my sister, then headed to the office, like usual. But my destination differed. I visited a surveillance shop. I need hidden equipment, I informed the employee. Infrared capability. Sound recording. Live streaming to secure storage. He understood immediately. By evening, our residence had 6 concealed devices. Master bedroom. Nursery. Family room. Extra bathroom. Entry points front and rear. Completely discreet. Over the following 14 days, I acted normal. Polite greetings. Morning meals. Errands for supplies. I even staged short business travels, booking a local motel to watch the streams remotely. Nights 1 through 4, empty. But on the 5th, there he was again. 2:17 a.m., same individual. Fresh outfit. Same side entrance. Sarah unlocked without pause. No guilt visible. They skipped casual areas. No hush talk. They headed directly to the nursery. He hovered above Emma's crib, studying her. Sarah observed, then rested her palm lightly on his arm, as though bonded by a secret. My grip nearly crushed the phone. That instant clarified everything. This went beyond infidelity. It carried a sinister edge. And passive waiting ended then. Sleep evaded me. I stared at the monitor in that motel, adrenaline surging. Every urge pushed me to storm back, drag him away, confront Sarah until truths spilled. But restraint won. I saved the clip, backed it up across multiple encrypted locations, then phoned a contact. "It's me," I told Ryan, my old university buddy, currently a licensed investigator who owed me one. "I have an identity, an image. Dig deep." By midday he delivered. The man, Nathan Brooks. Sparse work record. Prior sealed family court issues. Former role? Attendant at a youth facility, closed amid misconduct claims. No formal guilt. No jail time. Yet my fingers trembled reviewing it. Why was this person near my baby? That evening I confronted Sarah. "Sit. Explain. Who is Nathan?" Her spoon halted. "Just an acquaintance. The one appearing at 2 a.m. to loom over our daughter's bed?" Her gaze widened, not remorse. Terror. "How did you?" I stayed silent. No explanation needed. I entered our room, accessed the wardrobe, retrieved my secondary device, the hidden one, filled with videos, snapshots, and a log of Nathan's every appearance. She paled instantly. Her tone fell to a hush. "You can't grasp it." "Correct," I replied. "I can't. But authorities will." I gathered Emma, her essentials, and departed. That night I contacted my attorney. Because this transcended disloyalty. It involved guardianship, accountability, protection, and I intended to secure every piece. By early week, my legal strategy launched fully. Ryan's research provided more: neighbor videos, time-stamped home logs, statements from watchful locals who'd noticed him using a copied key late nights. I presented the package. My lawyer stared, astonished. "Daniel, this exceeds a parenting dispute. It's potential endangerment. Neglect at least. Protective measures. Possibly swift primary custody." I nodded deliberately. "That's the objective." By afternoon, we submitted the urgent petition. By mid-afternoon, Sarah received notice. By late afternoon, my phone buzzed nonstop. "Daniel, please. We can discuss. Don't escalate." I blocked contact. I refused to bargain over security. Refused to beg for involvement in my child's world. Refused to seek approval to parent. That evening, Emma drifted off against me, breathing easy at last. And for the first time in ages, I breathed freely. No dread. No monitors. No hidden threats in my own space. Just father and daughter. But closure remained distant. When someone like Sarah senses power fading, she strikes back fiercely. And Nathan, I sensed his return loomed. But now preparedness defined me. Ready for conflict. Midweek, Sarah countered with an urgent claim, alleging I had abducted our child. A reckless tactic. Precisely what I anticipated. My attorney Daniel arrived prepared with rebuttals. Reviewing the proof, Nathan's unauthorized visits, pediatric notes on marks, sharpened hidden footage, the judge's face hardened. "Sarah," the judge stated evenly, "care to amend your account before perjury becomes relevant?" She faltered, shook, shot me a venomous look, as if I'd wronged her. Her scheme seemed straightforward. Sideline me, remove me, assume I'd vanish quietly. But unknown to her, I constructed safeguards steadily. Not solely for myself. For Emma. I'd shifted finances to shielded holdings. Redirected key papers to an undisclosed location. Secured a modest house near future schooling, equipped with alerts, surveillance, and legal buffers. Thursday brought temporary full custody my way. And finally, after 8 months, Emma spun joyfully in the kitchen barefoot, laughing openly, sketching love notes with my name. "Daddy," she murmured that night, fingers tight in mine as we lay down, "I knew you'd return." I pressed a kiss to her brow. "I never departed, little one." Yet Sarah persisted. "And Nathan?" He soon aired gravely. Saturday evening, Emma dozed on the sofa, cocooned in her favorite blanket, screen paused on gentle shows. I prepared supper in the kitchen when the bell rang, 3 deliberate presses. I viewed the feed. Nathan, drenched in downpour, hood up, hands pocketed, shifting uneasily like feigning calm. I stepped outside, shutting the door. "Expected you'd vanish," he sneered. I held silent. He advanced. "Listen, whatever you believe Sarah did, she was overwhelmed. In this court nonsense. It's harming the girl." I angled my head. "Is that why you pushed her against the frame?" His expression flickered. "She mentioned that?" "No," I said evenly. Our daughter described it. The recording backs her. Silence hung thick, rain pattering. Then a forced chuckle escaped him. Empty. So what's next? You're the savior? Courts ignore such things. I stayed steady. They prioritize Emma. And you overstepped the moment violence entered her home. Then came his blunder. He lunged, shoving hard. On the porch. Captured clearly. Witnesses, neighbors unloading bags, saw it all. I never struck back. Never budged. Merely met his gaze and breathed. Appreciate that. Police reached us in minutes. This time cuffs locked on his wrists. As the vehicle departed, I re-entered, carefully covering Emma. Tranquility approached at last. 14 days on. The courtroom held only paper rustles and gavel echoes. Sarah opposite me, makeup streaked, posture rigid like armor against fate. Her counsel murmured urgently. Mine stayed quiet. Evidence had already testified. The clips. Emma's crayon sketches of injuries. Coerced references to dad toward a feared stranger. Doctor statements. Child services conclusions. Most crushing, Emma's soft, quivering words. I only want to stay where I can call my true daddy's name. No tears from me. No grin. Simply held steady as the judge announced. Primary physical and legal custody awarded to father. Mother granted supervised contact, conditional on mental health review and required counseling. Breaches trigger immediate revocation. Sarah inhaled sharply, winded. I released my held breath. Outside, media called out. I ignored, focused on Emma's small hand in mine. Home again. She twirled freely through rooms, tunes on, carefree once more. At mealtime she gazed up, wise beyond years. Daddy? Yes, love. One day, can I make my last name match yours? My heart cracked wide. I clasped her hand softly. It matches already. Always did. Her smile lit everything. That night, she slept hugging the bear from her birthday. In stillness I whispered my promise. Your voice stays heard forever.